Effective reading encourages questioning and surveying the text to deepen understanding, ultimately reducing unnecessary reading time and leading to more focused learning. Before starting to read, students should evaluate the detail required and the time they can dedicate to reading, setting realistic goals. The first is use reading lists to identify relevant materials and mix essential and recommended texts. The second is explore additional resources to expand knowledge beyond assigned readings. Be selective about reading content, just focus on relevant text to avoid wasting time. Engage in critical reading, analyzing, questioning, and evaluating texts after assessing their relevance. Take notes on key points to assist in writing assignment and exam revision. Incorporate regular breaks during reading sessions, 20 to 30 minutes, to maintain focus. Read in a distraction-free, comfortable environment to enhance concentration. And finally is employ effective reading strategies like SQ3R: survey, question, read, recall, and review to read purposefully. The paragraph is deemed the basic unit of thought, and rapidly grasping its meaning aids overall comprehension. Each writer has a unique purpose and structure, contributing to how information is presented. So the function of the paragraph is to integrate facts into a coherent context. Cause and effect illustrates how one event leads to another. Usually use marker words such as "for this reason," "hence," "consequently," "because," "on that account," "made." Description: use these imperfect specific details about a subject. Definition: dedicates paragraphs to explaining complex ideas through examples and clarification. Usually use marker words such as "is defined as," "is called," "means," "refers to," "is described as," term or concept. Chronological order: presents items in order they occur. For sequence matters to convey meaning accurately. Usually use marker words such as first, second, third, until, at last, before, after, next, when, and later. Comparison contrast: highlights similarities and differences between items, aiding deeper understanding. Usually use marker words such as similar, different, bigger than, smaller, on the other hand, than, but, in some way, however, and parallels. Finally is simple listing: presents elements randomly, where the order doesn't alter meaning. Usually use marker words such as in addition, several, also, for example, another, and number of. The first is general to specific. The structure starts with a broad statement that introduces a topic, followed by specific details that support or clarify this main idea. Specific to general. In contrast, this method begins with specific details that lead into a general conclusion or topic. Question to answer. Starting with a question can grab the reader's interest and serve as an effective organizational tool. And finally is order of importance. This technique often involves arranging the terms from least to most significant, although it can also work in reverse. The main idea is described as the core message or the point the writer intends to communicate. Readers can often ascertain the main idea by looking at a text title. For example, a text title, "Why is learning important?" From the title, we can tell that the main idea that the author wants to convey through the text is the things that make learning important. The main idea functions as the central theme of a paragraph, while supporting details give substance to this idea. Look at this example. What is the main idea? Yes, the main idea is regular exercise is crucial for maintaining overall health and well-being. Implied main idea. What is the implied main idea? Implied main ideas are defined as those not explicitly stated in one sentence but suggested through supporting details. To determine an implied main idea, it is suggested that students ask specific questions, such as who or what is this paragraph about? What is the main point the author intends to communicate? Does all or most of the material in the paragraph support this idea? Look example of implied main idea below. What is the implied main idea? The implied main idea is the park provides a peaceful retreat from the busy and noisy city environment. An inference is reading between the lines, which involves understanding what the author suggests and recognizing that the author often expects readers to make these connections. Look up this example. You walk into a room and see your friend sitting on the couch with a box of tissues, with eyes and a sad expression. There are several used tissues scattered around. What is the inference? Yes, the inference is you can infer that your friend has been crying and is likely upset about something. Context clues are words around the noun word in a sentence that help clarify its meaning. Tips for understanding context clues. Look for subtle hints in the surrounding text. Use prior knowledge in the overall context of the sentence to draw conclusions about unfamiliar words. Careful reading is essential to grasp the full meaning of a text. An exercise is suggested where students practice identifying the type of context clue. There are 4 main types of context clues that students should learn to identify. Synonyms: words that have similar meanings. Antonyms: words that have opposite meanings. Definitions: context can provide explicit definitions. Examples and explanations: context can also offer examples or explanations that eliminate the unknown word. Referring expressions are defined expressions or pieces of language that point to something or someone and start the utterance. For example, in the phrase, Susan helped me, Susan acts as the referring expression, while the referent is the actual person it denotes. Here are some types of references. Definite references uniquely identify entities in a word, using proper nouns like Anton, pronouns like she, and definite descriptions like the children. Indefinite references do not specify unique entities and often use articles like a or some. For example, a boy or some orange. Primary referring expressions directly identify the referent without the need for additional context. For example, Monash is in Jakarta. Monash directly refers to the famous monuments in Jakarta. Secondary referring expressions require additional context or information to identify the referent. For example, the book on the table is mine. The book on the table requires additional information, the location of the book, to identify which book is meant. A referring expression is not a referent. A referring expression is a word or phrase that is used to refer to something. For example, the expression Samarinda is the capital of S. Kalimantan, where the referent is the object or concept that the referring expression refers to. For example, the city of Samarinda itself. So, a referring expression is just a word or phrase, not an actual object or concept. The existence of a referring expression does not necessarily mean that the referent exists in the real world. For example, we can talk about unicorns, but that doesn't mean unicorns actually exist in the real world. Signal words serve as indicators that highlight casual details and the relationships between ideas in a text. Here are some types of signal words. Addition. Words that indicate further information. Time. Words that signal the sequence of events. Order. Words that indicate a specific order. Space. Words that provide spatial relations. Examples. Words that introduce examples. Results. Words that indicate outcomes. Purpose. Words that reflect intention. Comparison and contrast. Words that denote similarities or differences. Disputes. Words that challenge ideas. Intensification and summarization. Words that strengthen or recap information. Making predictions involves anticipating potential outcomes based on available information, much like a detective analyzing clues. The preview process includes practical exercises to apply understanding of how to analyze content to improve comprehension. To preview the cover, we can use some questions such as: what clues about the story do I get from the pictures on the front and mid covers? Who wrote the book? Have I read any other books by this author? Did any famous people comment about the book on the back cover? If so, what do their comments tell me about the book? Let's preview the title. What does the title mean? Does it have more than one meaning? What reasons could the writer have for choosing this title? Based on the title, what do I predict will happen in the story? Review the table of contents, chapter titles, and subtitles. We can use some questions such as: what will this book teach me? What main topics does this book cover? How are the topics arranged? What will I read first, second, and so on? To preview any pictures, illustrations, photographs, charts, or maps, we can use this question: what different types of pictures, photographs, and maps are included? What do these visuals show? Why did the writer include these illustrations? What purpose do they serve? Based on the pictures, what do I think this book is about? Preview captions for pictures, photographs, and other illustrations. We can use some questions such as: what fact do I get from the captions? Based on the captions, what does this book describe? Okay, finally, the preview in a longer text. Preview the introduction, the first sentence after every boldface heading, the conclusions, and study questions and topic lists at the end of the chapter.